Hello, I'm Father Jansen, and I want you to join me on an interesting journey of faith where we'll discover a bit more about our church, its theology, sacraments, and the way we Episcopalians worship. Come, join me. I'm from Venezuela, a beautiful country located in South America. I was born in a city called Valencia, which is a beautiful valley surrounded by mountains and near the coast in the north-central region of Venezuela. I'm telling you this because I come from a country where the dominant religion is Roman Catholicism. I grew up under this form of religion, which is the norm for most Latin American countries. I have very fond memories of my childhood attending the Catholic Church and taking my first steps in the faith of the Gospel of Christ. It was a wonderful time that I treasure in my heart. At the end of my teenage years and the beginning of my youth, I had a renewal in my faith thanks to the Evangelical Church. It was a time of a so-called existential crisis. I wanted to find answers about why we are here, where we come from, and where we are going. These existential questions we sometimes ask ourselves, what is the purpose of life, and many other questions. Thanks to the Evangelical Church, I was able to find answers and a space to renew my faith and move forward with my baptismal covenant. I discovered the Episcopal Church as a young adult, and it was like finding the ideal place, that oasis. An open-minded, inclusive, sacramental church, deep in its experience of spirituality, open to the gifts of the Holy Spirit. In short, it was a renewal in Christian life that was so necessary for me at that time. Some people have asked me, how can you define the Episcopal Church? What is the Episcopal Church to you? In my experience, the Episcopal Church has a wonderful historical richness. It's a sacramental church, it's an open-minded church that wants to walk with its community and have an up-to-date response to social challenges. It's a church of Anglo-Catholic tradition. That is, it maintains the best of its Anglican heritage while also preserving those Reformed Catholic traditions, which are also a beautiful heritage. Without forgetting, of course, the importance of being a church open to the charisms of the Holy Spirit, which provides a flexible liturgical model for worship and where everyone is welcome. It is a church that gives space for reflection and personal growth, where everyone can be authentic without being questioned for their race or their color or their sex. It is a church for adults, where each person can be nourished in faith and move forward with life's challenges. Something I have liked very much in my Episcopal Church is the importance of the lay member. That is, all those people who participate in the church and who are not ordained to the priestly service. The lay member in the Episcopal Church has a great breadth to put their gifts and talents at the service of the development of their ministries. And if in the pilgrimage of faith, that lay minister wishes to take their vocation further to ordained service, they are also welcome and supported in the Episcopal Church. I am sure that everyone has their own appreciation of what the Episcopal Church is, and I hope that my words help you decipher a little more about this beautiful church. In this series of video studies that we have prepared for you, we wish to help you know a little more about our creed, more about our faith and sacraments. It is a sequence of 20 videos, this being the introductory video to establish the guidelines and propose a guide in the development of the topics. We will be studying about God, His Trinity, and the way it has been expressed in the Nicene Creed. We'll also talk about Jesus, His life and ministry, and the way his gospel has marked humanity. We'll explore the different sacraments, their importance in the development of faith, and their application in the church today. We will also encounter some existential questions about our purpose in our universe and our life beyond death. This study series does not intend to be a complex compendium of theological ideas, but rather a simple and introductory study of topics of interest in the development of faith and from the broad Episcopal perspective. It is recommended to watch the video at the start of each class, and then there can be a group reflection. If you have a facilitator, it would be wonderful if they could guide the group according to the purpose of this course. Each video will have a duration of approximately 10 to 14 minutes, which will allow enough space for group activities and, above all, time to share ideas among everyone participating in this activity. This study program can be used for confirmation classes or classes for being received into the Episcopal Church. It can also be used as a Bible study program in the church. Now, I want to take some time to give some recommendations and answer the following. What materials should we have for the development of this study program? Well, I recommend the Bible. I believe that in every faith program in the church, the Bible should not be missing. This fascinating book that has been considered a library of the history of faith. You can use the Good News translation or any other version of your interest. In each class, some Bible texts are proposed that you should read to support the content of this program. We also recommend using the Book of Common Prayer, which is a reflection of our Anglican heritage. It is a book that guides us in the daily prayers, in the liturgical order of worship, and in various rites of the sacramental life in the church. It is a necessary book in this study, and in some classes, direct reference will be made to liturgies and sacramental rites. Also, at the end of the Book of Common Prayer, there's a part dedicated to the Catechism of the Episcopal Church titled An Outline of the Faith. I recommend that you read it. We will also be using this guide, the Confirming the Faith Guide. In it, you will find the 19 lessons of this course. Remember that this class is introductory, and then follow the 19 lessons that are in sync with each class in this guide. Confirming the Faith is a beautiful support material developed with excellence, and at the same time, it is simple for study. You can find this guide in English or Spanish, depending on the student's preference. You can order this material at the following address that we are placing in the video. And to finish, I want to invite you to do an activity with your group and answer the following questions. How did you arrive at or discover the Episcopal Church? How have you felt in the Episcopal Church? What gifts or ministries do you want or would you like to develop in the Episcopal Church? Now take some time and share with your classmates. See you in the next lesson.